Hi Tappers! Today I want to talk to you about and the power of EFT to adjust your beliefs. We've talked a lot about how EFT assists the brain in releasing an event, a trauma, an emotion, all related to how stressful it is. But what about belief? Something that doesn't necessarily spike an emotion per se, but holds an absolute wall in place that may not serve you to be there. Let me tell you about Anne. Anne had a traumatic experience of her husband cheating on her, then leaving her and her 4 boys for his mistress. She went through the stages of grief, but landed on a truth of who could possibly want her now. She was past the prime of her life. She had a bundle of children, no income or work-related skills, as her part in the marriage had been to be a homemaker, and her body wasn't what she considered to be smokin' either. I asked her what her belief was that someone would want her, and she said 0. There was no chance at all. She had nothing of value to offer. I asked her if we could tap about it, and she passively agreed, being open but also not holding any hope. We did a 40-minute tapping session, and through it we went through beliefs such as, I have nothing to offer, I'm not attractive anymore, no one wants a single woman with kids, and many more. She had, moments before, brought up these exact same beliefs, but when she stated them again while tapping, I could physically see something connecting somewhere where she questioned it immediately. She even laughed about some of them by the end. After our session, she was perky and hopeful, and her belief went from a 0 to a 100% believing in finding love again. She was saying things like, yeah, I know I have a lot to offer. There are many men out there. It's ridiculous to think that there's not at least one. There's gotta be at least a dozen who are interested in a family with good kids and a devoted partner. You know, there's all kinds of stories about men who dive into their jobs and then they're sad that they missed out on creating a family. We are exactly what they would be looking for. So happy. So, my fellow tappers, here is how you can root out a stubborn belief that you have and test it with tapping to see if it can shift into something that's more helpful for you. Bring to mind a goal that you have, maybe that you've had for a long time, but you haven't reached it yet. Write down all of your truth statements about this goal. It's something that takes a very long time. It'll only happen if I'm very, very lucky. There are factors I can't control. I'm not good enough for it yet, and so on. Once you have that, rate by 0 to 100% how true this statement feels. Note that I said feels. Your logical side might be able to give you some hassle of argument about it, but that doesn't budge emotions, as we all know. So acknowledge that fact-bearing side of you, release it, give it a break, and focus in on how true it feels. Write that down, then tap about it. And here's a really helpful hint. As you tap, over-exaggerate. Something that Anne really enjoyed was when we were tapping on the fact of there being billions of men on this planet. Let's say 4 billion. Maybe half are married. Another half of that would be out of the age range that she would want. Maybe half of those left are gay. And let's say we get down to 1 million men who would be open to a woman in her situation. Nope, no chance. There's no chance in that whole million that there's a man. She obviously didn't believe that. And saying it out loud while tapping is empowering and often entertaining. Being able to laugh about it is highly empowering and often will shift the energy of the thought in question. Just be sure that you are in that space to laugh about it first. I hope this tidbit is helpful to you, and I'll see you again soon.